During the Bosnian War in the 1990s, a tuned Camaro sped across the war zone without being caught by enemy soldiers. The driver behind the blacked-out windows had only one goal: to distribute aid to the suffering civilian population. Helge Meyer was a former officer of the Danish Special Forces and had served in the Army since the age of 16. Here, he was not only trained as a commando and combat swimmer, but also completed the German parachuting course in Altenstadt. He also worked a lot with the American Green Berets, and the contacts he gained with the Bundeswehr as well as the U.S. Army were to prove very useful to him. Years later, the Bosnian War broke out, and the Balkans turned into a battlefield. Murder, torture, and expulsion were part of everyday life. Whether women, children, or elderly people, the civilian population experienced all horrors of war. Humanitarian assistance of food and medical supplies rarely reached the embattled areas and were often seized by bandits. This is where Helge Meyer came in, approaching the Americans with a daring idea. With a fast, inconspicuous car, he could distribute relief supplies more efficiently than large convoys of vehicles used by official organizations. What's more, as a former elite soldier, he would personally ensure that the supplies arrived exactly where they were most likely to be needed. The Americans loved the idea and provided a '79 Chevrolet Camaro with a 170 horsepower V8 engine. The mechanics could then live their childhood dream and rebuild the vehicle as effectively as possible without any restrictions. The engine was tuned up to 220 horsepower and received a gas nitrous system, which doubled the power of the 5.7-liter engine to 440 horsepower for a short time in case of emergency. The Camaro then received an infrared absorbing camouflage paint job, bulletproof armor, and a clearing blade to protect against mines and objects on the streets. The rear and side windows were replaced with steel plates, allowing Helge to see only out of the front. To attract even less unwanted attention, the soldiers dimmed the instrument lighting to a minimum. In return, the vehicle was equipped with infrared headlights, night vision, and thermal imaging cameras. Even in the dark, Helge could now drive the Camaro without any headlights that would have given away its position. The special tires were filled with sealant, and an automatic fire extinguishing system was installed inside. To increase storage space, the heater was removed, which allowed Helge to transport 900 pounds of supplies. He himself received a protective vest, a Kevlar helmet, and a tomahawk and combat knives for self-defense. Despite all the special equipment usually found only in Mad Max movies, the Dane carried no firearms. According to Helge, his only weapon was his Bible, which he relied on alongside his vehicle to get him safely to his destination. Remarkably, all costs for the vehicle, modifications, and supplies were covered by the U.S. Army and private donations from soldiers. Due to his high mobility and special appearance, Helge was indeed able to deliver an enormous number of supplies to the suffering population. To the amazement of high-ranking military officials, he repeatedly made it past the checkpoints of mercenaries and bandits to distribute the urgently needed goods far behind the front line. Soon he and his Camaro became a legend and attraction for children, who were otherwise only used to horror and suffering. For this, Helge was honored several times by the American Army, but also by the German Bundeswehr. At the same time, he is very grateful to both nations for their support during his dangerous trips. Helge now lives in Germany and still drives his Camaro with over 100,000 miles. He wrote down his experiences in a book called God's Rambo, On the Road in the War Camaro. At this point, we personally want to thank Helge for our friendly conversations we had, as well as providing the pictures for this video. You'll find the link to his book in the description down below. Unfortunately, it's only available in German and Danish so far. If you've made it this far, thanks for watching. We have a lot of fun creating new videos for you, but it also takes a lot of work to research and fact-check everything. If you want to help us produce more content, feel free to leave a like rating and comment about what you think of Helge and his war Camaro. Should his story be made into a movie? Whatever you think, we're eager to hear your opinion. Also, don't forget to subscribe and tap the notification bell to be the first to see new videos. Thanks a lot for your support. See you next time.